Hey guys, it's March 16th, 2019, 1:55 p.m. in the afternoon. This cartoon did not take that long to draw. I had the idea late in the afternoon, and I wasn't too sure if I was going to do it because I didn't know if it was the best thing I'd come up with. But the more I thought about it, I thought, I really like this idea because that's also a play on the cartoon I did a week ago. Alright, I'm going to tell the story now so that I don't upset Errol, who said that she's lost interest, about the time my assistant editorial page editor promised an endorsement to George Allen. What happened was we went to the Heritage Foundation. Our editor had worked there, and he got us an invite. And there's plenty of liberals there. It was a Christmas party actually, and for some reason my editor didn't go. I don't remember why. And there was a lot of newspaper people there and stuff. And this was back when people could be in the same room together who disagreed about stuff. It wasn't really a big deal, but it was really, really nice. At the Heritage Foundation. Don't know what it'd be like now, but they were swell. And about the time that we were about to leave and the place was almost empty, George Allen walks in. This is about 2000, and the senator was Chuck Robb, and George Allen hadn't announced he's going to run for the Senate, which is what made this worse, because the assistant editor, he started just slobbering all around. He's just loving the guy. Like, it was like Bono had walked in the room and he was a teenage girl in like 1983 or something. That's the best analogy I come up with off the top of my head. And when we left, I told him, dude, you cannot do that. You can't promise an endorsement in any measure. But it's even worse when the guy hasn't announced yet. You're giving him another reason to run. In the newspapers, we don't do that. We're journalists. Even if we work on the editorial page, we're a journalist. We're representing this publication, and you don't have the authority to make those kind of promises. And he's like, what's the big deal? So what? We're conservative. We'll end up endorsing him. I said, you're probably right. We probably will end up endorsing him, but that's not the point. We can't do this. And then we argued about it all the way back to Fredericksburg, Virginia, an hour drive. And I said, hey, tell you what, I don't want to go behind your back. Let's tell the editor what you did and see how he responds to it. And he's like, well, fine, I don't care. And the next day, halfway through the day, I got tired of him waiting to tell the editor, so I told him. And if I'm not going behind his back, you tell him I told you. But last night, he promised George Allen that we'd endorse him. And the editor got very upset. The editor was very conservative. He was upset that we don't do that. And I don't know what he did because I wasn't there for him talking to him about it. But the funniest thing is, we didn't endorse him. We ended up endorsing Chuck Robb, who lost. But 6 years later, George Allen lost. But anyway, I forget the whole point of the story because it was 4 videos ago. It's my fault for not telling you yet. It only took like 2 minutes. But you don't do that as newspapers. But this guy was never a real journalist. I mean, whenever he wrote a column, like an editorial, he'd go out in his car and listen to Rush Limbaugh for a few minutes, or listen to Rush Limbaugh on his lunch break, and he'd sit there at the Washington Times, Open, National Review. They were open while he was typing, and he was lifting quotes from all that stuff. I'm not saying he's plagiarizing. He was just, because I didn't read them, so I don't know. But he was getting all his facts and figures from right-wing publications, and I'm sure they were all correct. But of course, he's leaving out the stuff that doesn't help his arguments. And now he works for a think tank, an anti-environment think tank, funded by oil companies and stuff. So after he worked there, he went to the Washington Times, and then he went to the newspaper in Riverside, California, which didn't last long. I don't know if he didn't do well there or whatever, but and at the Washington Times, he was a reporter on Capitol Hill. So that was probably new for him, being an actual reporter. I'm not sure. But he's been a think tank now for like over a decade, I believe. It's like the perfect place for him because he's more of an activist than an actual journalist. So and that's why newspapers kind of messed up. I thought my newspaper was kind of stupid for hiring our editor from the Heritage Foundation. It's like, don't hire people from think tanks. People go from newspapers to think tanks when they're done being journalists. So anyway, I like this cartoon. The only thing I didn't like about it was that I'd done something so similar to it a week before. But I think that sums it up. Fine. It's kind of bookends. Bookend. Do the comments now. I thought my last cartoon was okay. I liked it more than okay, but I wouldn't go so far as to defend it like, how crazy of you, it's great, it's the most awesome thing I've ever drawn, most awesome cartoon you've ever seen. Don't ever come back again, Kenta, no! No, I love you, Kenta. Just did some counting, 12 vetoes. There's so many videos from the cartoon. Which is 11 more than Trump has done. And 11 taps. That sounds kind of sexual. We got 11 taps. Alright. Ariel said, if anyone else were like me, the world would probably implode, mostly from the complaining. Trust me, there's a lot worse people out there than you complaining on YouTube. Though you probably complain in the real world too. So I don't know. We'd probably get divorced real quick if we were married. And then she's complaining about me not telling the story and the ranting. And also about the story. It's about, we just covered that, okay? You get the story. I might have left out something, but I don't recall. So, anyway, and I forgot why I even was telling the story in the first place, but it was something like 5 videos back. So, if you just came in and you're like, why are you telling that story? I don't know. It's because I left myself hanging. That's it, but I don't remember what the reason was. Ariel likes Beto, thinks he's personable. Yes, he is. Engaging, yes. Easy on the eyes. Oh God, yes, he's so dreamy. I'm gonna swim. Alright, but she thinks he's a little green. I think he's a little green too. Not green environmentally, but yeah, that way too. A lot of people, Democrats, are going after him for being too conservative. I don't know if he's too conservative. I know that he's better than Trump though, and we'll vote for him over that. And I might vote for him as a nominee. I don't know. And Claytoonz says I'm rambling. Dude, I ramble every day. And also, since it's an election cartoon, it's like, la, 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 la. I'm not listening. I guess your fingers in there. How do you type with your fingers in your ears, dude? And he slashes large sledge-o-matic into his own head. And Robert gave me a new reminder for Earl's story. And President Oso said Biden and Beto for 2020. Cool cartoon. Thank you, President Oso. And, Earl's talked about Biden leading the pack. He's not even in the race yet. I think Biden's going to fall, though, after he gets in there. I don't mean that he's going to lose, not get the nomination, but he's definitely, it's going to get a lot rougher for him, I do believe. But he also might be the only one who can beat Trump, because I think he can win those Midwest states, and Trump can't lose those. Thanks for coming by. There will be a new video tomorrow for the CNN cartoon. See you then. Click the red button. Bye.